Hello, it's Edith Silent Silverwolf of Love and Above, and I am here with today's Wellbeing Wednesday. And today's Wellbeing Wednesday, this is mainly for women. So if you're a man watching this, this may actually still be applicable. But being a woman and knowing how this is portrayed to women as well, I know this is more of a female thing, but again, men may have problems in this area too. I'm not denying that men will not. So the big thing is, we as women have spent all our lives, maybe not all of them, maybe we spend maybe a significant amount of our life worrying about accepting our own body, not feeling that our body is good enough. And this can start as early childhood. I remember specifically, when they we things in classes where it's just like, oh, that was wrong of you, stand behind the door, not being accepted like that. But then our body's not being good enough, and particularly for women, we get to a point where, and it's slightly different, and even nowadays, where we saw magazines and we're just like, oh, I want my body to be like that. Oh, I want to look like this. I want to look like that. I want to look like the next thing. So one thing we could, especially as teenagers, to a point, we could change our clothes. We can wear makeup. But when it came to things like, oh, I wish I had a really flat stomach like this person, or this is where I think magazines, particularly when you're a teenager, can be very impressionable. The amount of girls at school that had hang-ups about their body, that could not shower after gym class because they didn't feel their bodies were good enough. They didn't want other girls to see their body. Perhaps it was difficult enough to get changed in the changing rooms as well. And things like the amount of eating disorders there are. And this can all stem from what girls are having reinforced to them, particularly at that age. Even as adults, maybe they're getting it reinforced by others around them, their peer group. So as a woman, and I apologise to all men because I'm generalising this as women, men can have these same problems too. I cannot deny it. I've seen men with eating disorders as well. And it's because we can't accept our bodies, which is, we have one place that we live in, and that is our body. That is, everything that we don't live anywhere else. We live in a house, obviously, but in our own minds we live in these bodies. And the silly thing is that a lot of the time we actually know what's good and what's healthy and what's right and what's maybe not so good for the body, but then we can't accept our own bodies. And it's so this Wellbeing Wednesday is all about reinforcing and just accept our bodies for the way they are. If you want to change your body, there is nothing wrong with that. But there is an extreme. There is an excession or excessiveness even that can happen, particularly in over exercisers or particularly in people with eating disorders. And it's not about taking it to that level. It's about doing what you think and what you think is right at the time. Look, if you're going to go down that route of well-being, I would suggest looking at someone who basically has it all together. And I don't mean some, unless they have, I was about to say some really, skinny model. I appreciate now, this is a bit of a weird one I'm not going to lie. I have a huge respect for Victoria Beckham because I once read an interview with her, and she said, yes, I had like 5 strawberries for lunch. And I was just like, wow, what on earth? Can you imagine reading that as a teenager and think, 5 strawberries for lunch, okay, that's what I've got to eat to be as thin as Victoria Beckham. But then she qualified that with, but this is my job. I'm a model, and this is my job to do this and to be like this. And I was just like, okay, that makes sense. But then let's look at athletes. Athletes, they are strong, and they're not strong because they don't eat a lot. They're strong because they eat. They fuel their body to what their body needs. So look at it appropriately if you are wanting to change your body, and just accept it for the way it is. Accept your body for the way it is. And just know that this body is the only place you're going to live in. A lot of people say that their body is their temple. And maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong. But what I can tell you is that if you make peace with the body that you're physically in, then it will be a lot easier, a lot better. Instead of having to judge ourselves all the time of, oh, this isn't really that great, or that isn't that great, that isn't that great. I've gone through a big journey with this myself recently as well. And I am changing my body at the moment for various different reasons. And it's gone from the focus of, this is my target weight, this is what I want to weigh, to I just want to be strong because I do exercise classes, and now all I want to do is be strong. And my focus more is on what I can physically do with my body, and I celebrate that instead of, oh, I wish I weighed this, and having an obsession with the scales and wanting to know what that number is. Right now, do I know what I weigh? No. The last time I weighed myself was the 1st of July. I do it once a month. I'm just not obsessing with the scales. I'm more obsessed with, if you call it an obsession, how strong I physically am right now. So here we are, Wellbeing Wednesday. Accept your body. And have a look at Emma Thompson as well. She is a British actress, and she is very much a great big believer in just accepting your body the way it is. She has a new film out as well, where a lot of it, she's not wearing very many clothes, but she isn't bothered really to a point how what she looks like. She just has accepted her body for the way it is. There we go. If you like this, like and subscribe to my channel, and keep rocking your awesomeness.